We've been talking a lot, we've been pondering a lot, we've been thinking a lot about Sandy and where exactly its path is set to take. Now notice as we put this into motion, a Category 1 hurricane briefly, and then as we head over the next couple of days, we watch it slide up to the north. Now the big question mark is by Sunday into Monday, is it going to be to the west or is it going to be to the east? And that'll really define a lot of the impacts with this particular system. So again, each one of these heavy bands of rainfall you're seeing, these reds, those are producing half-inch to inch per hour types of rainfall tallies. So as this slides back west, you'll see more rain replacing it. But by the end, we're talking about the potential of close to 8 to 10 inches of rainfall in some of these spots, with gusts of wind, again, accompanying each one of these bands of rainfall. So farther toward the north, and it's colder. You look farther toward the south, a little bit warmer. Now, as that little storm system spins off toward the south, it's just going to ride right along the jet stream, pulling just nationwide. Tremendous impacts with this particular system. The scope of this is just incredible. Here with Harrison Hove, who's a friend of mine down in Antarctica, and we're just asking, there's so many questions you could ask about Antarctica. So how much longer are you going to be down there? How long? You've noticed someone doing a double take, maybe peering to the side to check something out. Well, look at that. We go a little closer into the one. This could be a tree double take. Right here. This little dashed line, this is where we put the line again. North of this line, we've got cold enough air for flurries if we see some precipitation out there. Now, that's a big if, because as you head back further to the north, this yellow line is really where you're seeing the best chance for any precipitation at all. A lot of that lake enhanced to the east. Labeled on the map. Alta Vista, you're on 110th Street, and so we're seeing it kind of just north there of 110th Street. That's where some of that rotation is. Even down toward North Washington now, we're actually starting to see it extend a little bit farther toward the south in that more southern stretch. You're wishy-washy about it. I even have some very close friends, family members, again, being impacted by the storm system. So just do it. Heed the advice. Again, heed the mandatory warnings. There's no sense in trying to ride out a storm like this. Again, what we're looking for, you look right now, at the bottom of your screen, you're seeing some shades of red and some green. The red indicates areas that are going away from the radar. The green indicating areas that are going closer to the radar, toward the radar again. So as we zoom in a little closer and you look at some of these regions right between Elma and Alta Vista showing greens and reds side by side, that's what you don't want to see with some of these storms, as that's what's showing some signs of rotation. We'll show you kind of the whole scan there. You can see a lot of it just kind of organized. Well, another day of spring, another day of more winter-like temperatures out there. We will see some warming eventually, but for today at least, we did see a little bit of sunshine outside. That's what helped us climb back up to about 40 in Waterloo, 40 Marshalltown. You look farther toward the east, 37 Dubuque, Monticello, 38 Cedar Rapids, and then 45 toward Washington. So where's the warmth? Well, starting tomorrow, back up into the upper 30s again. You notice temperatures staying pretty much level the next couple of days. And then a huge spike as we head closer toward the end of the week. Eventually, looking at some of these temperatures in that 50-degree range. So the warmth will be here eventually, again, as promised, but it is going to take some time. We'll also see a couple shower chances in between now and then, including the chance of a couple snowflakes. So we'll be watching for that, but for now, again, just enjoy the fact that we haven't been seeing that despite some of these chilly temperatures. 32 in Decorah, 01, Monticello, and Cedar Rapids right now, 30 in Dubuque, 35 Iowa City. We're set for another one of these chilly nights outside. Winds still coming in from the north and the northeast, pulling in this air that we really do not want. Now, the other thing you'll notice as you look farther off toward the south, it's only 33 in Kansas City right now, actually colder than Des Moines, 41 in St. Louis. So the warmth now pushed well off farther toward the south. You got to go much, much farther toward the south in order to find it. And because of that, you can actually see some of these areas with some snow all the way down toward Kansas City, southern Illinois. And the snow starts to try to creep a little closer. You notice off farther toward the west there, a little bit of spin going on near Billings. That will try to make its way in. It gets held farther off toward the south, but that's when we see our next chance of at least potentially seeing some light snow showers working their way back into the picture. The jet stream is what's kind of directing this flow. You look farther toward the north, and it's colder. You look farther toward the south, a little bit warmer. Now, as that little storm system spins off toward the south, it's just going to ride right along the jet stream, pulling it again toward northern Missouri. But that southern half of Iowa could see a couple snow showers make its way back into the area. So we look at exact track overnight tonight, And then in toward tomorrow, you'll start to see some of those effects. Again, winds switching to be more from the east and the southeast. Looking off farther toward the west then, toward Monday afternoon and evening. See a little bit of blue starting to sneak back into the picture. And then as we head a little bit farther into the forecast, and toward Tuesday, again, clouds thickening up. And that's when we see that chance of a stray snow shower or two working its way back into our neck of the woods. So for tonight, just chilly once again. Temperatures upper teens to lower 20s, a pretty familiar story as this cool down has taken place. Again, partly cloudy skies, really not a bad night if it was about a month or two ago. So as we look ahead then toward tomorrow, again, winds still coming in from the east and the northeast early, gradually switching to be from the southeast, but there's no warmth to be had. So colder toward the northeast, 36 Elkader in your hometown highs, 38 Parkersburg, Grundy Center, 38 in Independence, Waterloo. Farther toward the south, back in the 40s again, 42 Washington, 39 Sigourney, Marengo, 38. So things not terrible for tomorrow again, but still about 10, 12 degrees below average. Iowa City up to 40 once again, 38 those Cedar Rapids, Waterloo, 37 Dubuque. Increasing clouds throughout the day as we look closer to our snow shower chance. Again, it's a very slim chance. You won't see much, if any, accumulation at all. It's just something we really don't want to see this time of year. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we could see a couple early flakes Wednesday morning. Thursday, we start to see another little disturbance make its way back in. But the good news with that one is that's what starts off our warming trend. By Friday, looks like we'll be right back up to 50.
That's right. And I see next Saturday and Sunday almost to 60.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been waiting for this forecast.
A little better.
Yeah.
Well, good morning to you as we head through the day today. Look for plenty of sunshine to start out. Then we'll start to see those clouds thicken up, and eventually, well, we'll see some drizzle, possibly some freezing drizzle. And then over the next couple of days, we start to see that change over to just some rain patches. But for now, just waking up to generally clear skies across the area. A couple foggy patches toward the east, but in general, things really not too bad visibility-wise either. So if you're doing any traveling in rural areas, you may notice some fog out there and then just slow down for a minute. But in general, things not too foggy so far this morning. Off toward the south, you can see our next storm system starting to brew, although we'll just get some little waves of it, and we'll see some clouds roll in as well as some of those drizzle chances before we get a chance to warm up above freezing. That's why we see the chance for some freezing drizzle out of the first wave of these next storm systems. Off much farther toward the west is the storm system that'll kind of barrel in and give us the chance for more rain over the next couple of days. As far as our temperatures outside right now, looking at temperatures in the 20s and some 30s out there, but look off toward the south. You can see 33 in Kansas City, 33 St. Louis, 41 in Wichita. Winds today will be coming in from the south and kind of the southeast, depending on where you are across the region. That'll help us warm up as we head through the course of the day today. We'll see some pretty decent temperatures for this time of year, actually above average. Our average high temperature about 28. And with these nice southerly winds, we'll see these temperatures actually warm up above that, back to around the freezing mark eventually over the course of the day today. Winds coming in from the south, you can see not a really decent rate, really pretty low, pretty light winds, 7 miles per hour in Cedar Rapids, 8 in Washington, but now 13 in Dubuque. And then off toward the west, 10, 11, 12, 13 mile per hour winds as well, all helping to warm us up as we head through the course of the day today. And we have some warming to go as we look to warm up to around that freezing mark, about 18 so far in Dubuque and Monticello, 19 Cedar Rapids, 16 in Iowa City, 19 in Waterloo, and then beyond as well. Looking at exact track over the next 24 hours, you see this band of freezing drizzle race through. That's kind of the first glancing blow of this next batch of storm systems. Then we see another wave of just ordinary rain for Thursday. You see that passing through. Winds still coming in from the south, keeping us above the freezing mark. And then as we look ahead closer toward Friday, we'll see some fog early, then additional rain, and you can see some of that blue creeping up. But watch as it really diminishes as we head then into Saturday. Maybe a flurry, maybe a light passing snow shower. That should be about it, leaving us just mostly cloudy for Saturday. So for today, clouds increasing, a late drizzle chance, temperatures in the lower 30s. Tonight then, fog, freezing drizzle chances with a light southeast breeze. And then as we look ahead closer to Thursday and Friday, 38, then 45. We're looking at rain out of this next storm system, and those rain chances could help us accumulate closer to around a quarter, half an inch, possibly even upwards of an inch in some more locally heavier areas. And as we mentioned, there's the chance, and it's not necessarily likely, but a slim chance you'll hear a clap of thunder or two.
So interesting, 45 degrees on Friday. You weren't kidding when you said we're going to be above